Now, I mentioned earlier on in the Wealth Workshop the power of pound cost averaging. I don't know if you remember what I was talking about with pound cost averaging, but I gave you the example and the game to play of which would you pick, investment A or investment B. So where you're putting money into your account monthly, investment A, whilst looking like a nice linear growth, actually delivered lower returns than investment B, which was really volatile and up and down, but actually delivered more growth because you were putting in money on a monthly basis. That was called pound cost averaging, in case you've forgotten. The opposite is actually the case in retirement, and this gets known as pound cost ravaging. So when you're drawing money out of your investments, the opposite is the case. So actually, that's why I said earlier on we potentially need to reduce the amount of risk that you take when you're in retirement. Because if you have too volatile an investment, each time you draw an income out, when you draw it out and the market is down, it damages the portfolio too much. And even though the market then recovers, there's less in your account to recover. And it can mean you end up running out of money much more quickly. So you've got to be really careful of pound cost ravaging, because otherwise you risk running out of money in retirement just because you ended up taking a bit too much risk. Equally, you don't want to downscale the risk too soon, so that's a difficult balance, and a balance that's worth, again, seeking advice on and understanding what's the right level of risk for your situation. The final piece of the dream income strategy comes back to that money management system. If you remember earlier on, we looked at the pre-retirement money management system, where you've got your play account, your savings for specifics, your long-term account, which was your pension, and your medium-term account, which might be your ISA. Well, clearly most of that doesn't work in a post-retirement world, because you've already saved all the money you're ever going to save. You're now drawing income from it. But I do think there is a huge benefit to having a money management system post-retirement, and a series of accounts that you divert your income into to give you better accountability and to run your money in a more efficient way. So let's have a look at what the mature money management system looks like. Because ultimately, if you've got the right money management system in place, it will give you the peace of mind for the future. One of the things that I learned when I was at Unleash the Power Within, and one of the things that Tony Robbins talks about, is the 6 human needs. And I talk about it in the Dream Retirement and in more depth than I can obviously go into it here. But if you want to be truly happy, there are 6 human needs that you need to master. The first one of those is certainty. So let's relate this to your money. If you want to be happy with regards to certainty with your money, then you need to be certain you've got enough money for the future. You need to be certain you're not going to run out, there's not going to be problems in the future. The second human need is variety, or uncertainty, to think about it like that. So variety. If you go into retirement and all you do is play golf, you're going to get bored and you're going to have a really unfulfilled life. So you need to create a varied life in retirement to be truly happy. The third human need is significance. Now, significance is a real problem when it comes to retirement, because quite often people gain their significance as a result of the job they do. Particularly when they're a captain, or run their own business, or they're in the forces. Those people get significance from the role that they do, and when they stop working, they lose that significance. So it needs to be a lot of thought in the lead up to your retirement around how you're going to gain that significance in the future. Fourth human need is then love or connection. Your connection to the people around you, the people that you care most about. And again, that can be put under huge strain with regards to retirement, because what you'll find is that you suddenly spend an awful lot more time with certain people. But it can also be an amazing time to really maximise those connections and spend more time with grandchildren and all that sort of stuff. So, but connection and love can be put under quite a lot of strain around retirement. So those 4 are the 4 core human needs. And if only once you've mastered them can you start to think about the final 2. And this is where I come on to the first account in the mature money management system, and that is the advancement account. Because the advancement account is all about growth. your fifth human need. As long as you've got those first four covered, then to be truly happy, you need to know that you're continuing to grow. This is a huge mistake that people make with regards to their retirement, because they stop growing, they stop learning, and as a result, they then become a shadow of their former self. So for me, one of the key components of the mature money management system should be the advancement account, an account where you're putting a bit of money aside each month to make sure you're continuing to grow. Now, whether that's going off and signing up for a university course, or whether it's just reading books or going to courses and seminars, whatever it is, you need to be putting a little bit of money aside so that you've got a mental balance sheet saying, if your advancement account is going up, it means that you're not spending that money on continuing to grow. So that's the first account in the system. Second account relates to your sixth human need. And again, to be completely happy, your sixth human need is about contribution. What are you giving back? So again, I believe that to have a great money management system, you should have a contribute account. Divert some money into that account, give that money to charity, the local community, use it to help support other people, maybe mentor somebody in your sector. Whatever it is, use that money to make sure you're giving back. Because if you want to be truly happy in retirement, you need to know that you're contributing. And I talk about purpose a lot in the Dream Retirement. Somebody once put it really succinctly to me, which was, to be happy in retirement, you need to have enough money to be able to sleep at night, and enough purpose to get you up in the morning. And ultimately, those two accounts are all about that. Then we go back to the play account, my favourite account. You should still have a play account. Good news, in retirement, we still have the play account to spend on all the things that we want. What we then need is an essentials account, in the same way that we did before, the account where all of the bills are being paid from. And then finally, the emergency account. So just to make sure that if something does blow up, or you've got the boiler blows up, the car packs up, whatever it is, you've got some money sat in cash to help you pay for it. So that is the mature money management system. And I believe in retirement, if you follow that strategy, you'll not only have an effective retirement, but you also have a happy retirement.